Hello class, welcome back in our online discussion in this course Applied Economics. So we are now in lesson 9 for this week and we will talk about the MSMEs. So before we will have this formal discussion, we will have these expectations, or I will show to you the objectives of this lesson for this week. After going through this lesson, you are expected to define micro, small, and medium enterprises. So this is based on our topic. MSMEs stands for M micro, S for small, and M for medium, and E for enterprises. So there are different enterprises or business. There are micro, there are small, and there are medium. So the second objectives is to understand the importance of micro, small, and medium enterprises on the economy. And lastly, you will be able to apply the business principles, tools, and techniques in the micro, small, and medium enterprises. And now, let's proceed to the pre-test of this lesson. Question number 1, it is a business enterprise that has an asset or less than 3 million. Okay? Less than 3 million. A. Micro enterprise, B. Small enterprise, C. Medium enterprise, or D. None of the above. It is a business enterprise that has an asset less than 3 million. So the enterprise or business that has an asset of less than 3 million is part of the micro enterprise. Now, question number 2, the total assets of the business to be considered as a small enterprise is considered as a small enterprise. A. Less than 3 million. B. 3 million to 15 million. C. 15 million and 1 peso to 100 million. Or D. More than 100 million peso. The total assets of the business to be considered as a small enterprise, it has a assets of 3 million to 15 million. That is letter B. And number 3, the total assets of the business to be considered as a medium enterprise. A. Less than 3 million. B. 3 million to 15 million. C. 15 million and 1 peso to 100 million. Or D. More than 100 million peso. So the total assets of the business to be considered as medium enterprise has an assets of 15 million and 1 peso to 100 million. Okay, so the less than 3 million is considered as a micro. The ranges of assets of 3 million to 50 million is under the small enterprise, and between 15 million and 1 peso to 100 million is for the medium. So please take note on this. Again, less than 3 million, micro. 3 million to 50 million, small enterprise. 15 million to and 1 peso to 100 million is for medium. Question number 4, it encourages the formation and growth of micro enterprises by granting initiatives and other benefits. A. Microfinance Act. B. Go Negosyo Act. C. Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Act. Or D. Micro Business Opportunity Act. It is encouraged the formation of growth of micro enterprises by granting incentives and other benefits. So the answer for number 4 is letter C, Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Act. For number 5, last number, it promotes ease of doing business and facilitates access to services or MSMEs through the negosyo centers. A. Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Act. B. Micro Business Opportunity Act. C. Microfinance Act. Or D. Go Negosyo Act. It what promotes ease of doing business and facilitates access. Access to what? Access to services or MSMEs through negosyo centers. The answer for number 5 is letter D, Go Negocio Act. So now let's proceed to our lesson for this week. The MSMEs, or the micro, small, and medium enterprises. So this is the Magna Carta for MSMEs, as I have mentioned or discussed a while ago. So for the micro enterprises is in the ranges, or have this three less than 3 million, and for the small enterprises in between 3 million and 1 peso to 15 million. And then for the medium enterprises, it has the 15 million and 1 peso to 100 million. So the number of MSMEs in the Philippines as of 2018, and in the records or the data of PSA, we have these micro enterprises of 88.45%, or comprises of 887,272. And for the small enterprises, we have this 10.58%, or comprises of 106,175. And for the medium enterprises, we have this 0.49%, or the number of 4,895. So the total is 998,342, with a total of 99.52%. But we also have a large enterprises, and it is more than 100 million. Okay, more than 100 million assets. So we also have these large enterprises, comprises of 4,769, or 0.48%. So we can see here that in the Philippines, we have this majority of micro enterprises with 887,272. Now let's proceed to the number of MSMEs in the Philippines, and we have this top 5 industry sectors as to 2018. Okay, so there are different sectors, and we have this top 5. First one is the wholesale and retail trade. So in the Philippines, we have this a lot of wholesale and retail trade, and we can also observe that here in the Philippines, especially in Manila. So as to wholesale and retail trade, we have this establishment numbers of 461,765. 461,165 establishment. And then the top 2 is on the accommodation and food services activities. So we have here 144,535. That is why you can also observe that there is a highly demand on the workforce in the area of hospitality and tourism industry, because the top 2 industry here in the Philippines is belong the accommodation and foods service activities. That is why also here in Baisu Kadihay, the largest number of applicants to want to enroll in Baisu, the top 1, or the first priority majority of the graduating students in senior high, they want to be part in the BSHM program. So we have this more or less 400 applicants, and we only need 80 students, because we have this 40 students per section. So it is really have this high demand in the hospitality and tourism industry, because here in the Philippines, we have this top 2 in the industry sectors, about the accommodation and for service activities. And for the number 3, we have this manufacturing with the establishment of 116,335. And for number 4, we have these other services, comprises of 66,162 establishment. And lastly, for the top 5 is the financial and insurance activities. Okay, we have this 46,033 establishments. Now let's proceed to the contribution of MSMEs in the Philippines economy. So there is a great contribution of the MSME to the economy of our country. So we can see here that in the micro enterprise we have 28.86%, and for the small enterprises we have this 27.04%, and for the medium enterprises we have this 7.29%, and lastly in the large enterprises we have this 36.81%. Though we have this small number of large enterprises, but they have this greatest contribution in our economy. It's because the more you have this large establishment, the more you will um, give the high taxes to the economy in our country. Okay. So the second one, we have these micro enterprises. They have this 28.86% because this is the highest number of enterprises here in the Philippines. Okay, now let's proceed to number two. This is for number one, employment opportunities. Second one is the exports contribution of MSMEs. For the MSMEs account, country's total export revenue is 25%, and for the MSME category, all exporters in the country they have this 60%. Okay. Now let's proceed to the government programs to support MSMEs. So our government also supported the MSMEs. So it encourages that the formation and growth of they also call it BMBS or micro enterprises by granting them incentives and other benefits. That is exemption from income tax, exemption from minimum wage, also as defined in the article. They call it the barangay micro business enterprise, refers to any business entity or enterprise engaged in the production, processing, or manufacturing of products or commodities, including agro processing, trading, and services, whose total assets, including those arising from loans but inclusive of the land on which the particular business entities, office, plant, and equipment are situated, and it shall not be more than 3 million peso. So that is part of the micro enterprise. They only have this less than 3 million. So they receive a benefits from the government. They will have this exemption in the income tax. Okay. So it includes also the enterprise engaged in services, including those rendered by anyone who is duly licensed by the government after having passed a government licensure examination in connection with the exercise of one's profession. Example for that is accountant, lawyer, doctor, and others. So according to the section 7 to 8 of the article, all the BMBs shall be exempted from tax for incoming arising from the operations of the enterprise. So the BMBs shall be exempt from the coverage of the minimum wage law. Okay, again, BMBs stands for barangay. Okay, B stands for um, barangay micro business enterprise. Those have this business in the barangay only. Okay, BMBS, barangay micro business enterprise. Again, the barangay micro business enterprise shall be exempt from the coverage of the minimum wage law, provided that all employees covered under this act shall be entitled to the same benefits given to any regular employee, such as social security and health care benefits like PhilHealth, and also have this SSS. Okay, so I forget to have this animation in my PowerPoint. Again, the BMBS or Barangay Microfinance Enterprise, they have this under the Act or Public Act 9178. So what are their benefits? They have these incentives and other benefits like exemption from income tax and exemption from a minimum wage. Again, the micro business or barangay micro business enterprise, they only have less than 3 million assets. And will there are also programs from the government to support MSMEs, and one of that is they call it Go Negocio Act or RA 10644. So the law seeks to promote job generation and include growth through the development of MSMEs in the country. So it promotes ease of doing business and facilitates access to service for MSMEs within its jurisdiction by establishing of negosyo center in all provinces, not just provinces but also cities and municipalities to promote. So business advisory, example services through technology transfer, production and management training, and marketing assistance for MSMEs. Okay, so they have this job generation includes inclusive growth, like as I have mentioned a while ago about the technology transfer, production and management training, and marketing assistance. So business again, business registration assistance through the Philippine Business Registry Data Bank under the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI. So you can also observe that in our campus we have this um, the DigiFab near in the gate, okay, in the right side near in the alumni building. We have that DigiFab Center or DigiFab office. Okay, you can see that there is a banner. They have indicated that DTI, so they provided us machines. The purpose of providing that machines in order to help the micro business enterprise, if they have some products, they want to have to prototype their products, or example also the packaging or the logo of their business, they can go to our campus and they will be given a free design of the logo, free design of the packaging, and free design of their, for example, products. Okay, so they have the government um, provides support to the MSMEs. Okay, on that particular part. So the DTI also provides help that is part of the government programs that will help our especially in the micro business enterprises. Okay, so you can observe that in the DigiFab, there is a banner there in the wall of the office or in the building that we have this collaboration with the DTI. It allows the micro business enterprises to go to our campus and it will be helped by the assigned personnel. So the Go Negocio Act or RA 10644 have this, they provide a financial assistance for the development and promotion of MSMEs in priority sectors of the economy to be sourced from the Development Fund and BMBE Fund or Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Fund. So we are done discussing about the MSMEs. And for the last part, for the valuing, we need to reflect on this. It's always the little things that make big things happen. Start with the little things. Okay? Every big starts with a little. Thank you, and don't forget to answer the evaluation quiz. Bye bye.